Brennan and Milligan are the two players hovering over the free kick. And it was asking a bit too much of Brennan in the end. This is Chris Makin, who's just come into the Oldham side the last 3 games, taking it. Paul Bernard. Brennan again, now Milligan. Oldham, who can be a real handful at Boundary Park when the mood takes them, but they haven't won in the league here yet this season. Now Cole, Newcastle countering attack, Peter Beardsley.
Well, it wasn't so much risk
here. Beardsley slips it to the dangerous Cole. Beautifully curled, but not with quite enough height or power.
No, I think at the end of the day, he ends up taking the option he didn't want. I think when Beardsley plays him in here, he wants to take it out of his feet onto his right side, but he's not able to do that. Goes onto his weaker side. No ski at all.
Super goal if Clark can score at the end of this. Oh, and what, 2 yards away. That was absolutely brilliant from Newcastle.
Well, that's Newcastle all over you. All along the ground, and it involved Lee in that position he's playing in between. And once he fed Clark, well, there was no catching him. Chokes his shot a little bit, and it goes, what, about a yard wide, but this is a...
From him. And Milligan is the man pressuring him. Some half-hearted appeals from the Newcastle fans away to my left for a penalty, but they are a long way away, and none of the players were protesting.
Oh, but again, wasn't that a positive run that took Robert Lee in there? And again, they look to have problems coping with it. Anytime anyone's run at them, just like this.
This is Watson. And Oldham crowd him out in the end, but Newcastle United showing a capacity to run at this Oldham defence and a willingness to produce moments of real penetration in this early stages. Here's Jobson. Now Steve Redmond. Makin. Sellers brings it away, finding Lee Clark. Good diagonal ball to try and pick up Cole's run, and some superb pace from Fleming there to match one of the fastest strikers in the country. I think that's one of the reasons too why Fleming is playing. Watson again, and Fleming gets it away, but oh, they've given it away. Lee Clark, and nobody again in the middle, but Newcastle United looking full of invention as they go forward. And a great save from Key on that near post. He had to be sharp. Now here's Lee Clark getting away again down that right-hand side. Took a deflection, and Lee, and the instinctive save from Lance Key. Lee quickly ahead of Beardsley, but he's got it back. But he was astute enough to find Lee Clark. For a 32-year-old, and he so nearly found Cole.
He's so aware, isn't he? So aware when going at pace of other people's positioning. There's a horrendous error there from Steve Redmond, playing it straight off Milligan. And look at the pace of Beardsley. And you can see all he's trying to do is wrap his foot round it and roll.
And the flag is up anyway. The flag is up.
I tell you, the flag is up, but I'm not so sure Kevin Scott was the culprit. There he comes at the back, look, there's his play. He's timed it perfectly. It's Andy Cole who's the culprit, but Kevin Scott had timed his run perfectly and got an alarming amount of space to get a free header in.
Away here, almost into the path of Beardsley. Cole gets a third chance at it, and offside surely against Beardsley on the far side, but it wasn't given. Now Watson. Kevin Scott and his goalkeeper between them couldn't keep it out, and Oldham Athletic score only their 10th goal in the Premiership this season.
Well, it's the quality of the cross. Look at it in there, in the dangerous area. Jobson's gone in, Oldham's going in. Either of them gets a touch, it's a goal initially. Hooper doesn't get there. Flapping a little bit, it has to be said. And that's a simple task for Richard Jobson to give them a lead. Just what we said, you can dominate a game, but if you don't make it pay, the other side will always get a chance.
First goal of the season for Richard Jobson. Now then, how much room he's got. In the middle only, and sharp if they can be found, and not with passes like that. Now, Jobson. And that was cool by young Watson.
Get one or two of the chances.
Can they convert something here, maybe? Beardsley in by Sellers. And here's Lee. Milligan tracking back. Sellers back in again. Fleming gets it away, but only to Watson. And was that deliberate handball by Hooper? No, it was against the chest.
Certainly that was a referee's signal. Ian immediately put his hand to his chest.
Otherwise, Hooper could have been sent off.
What it was a great chance. If Hooper has controlled that with his chest, it's good goalkeeping. I said that he controls the edge of that box. Graham Sharp's trying to lift it over him. He doesn't quite get it. Right in the centre of his chest.
And what about that finish? It really was spectacular. It's his 17th goal of the season in 16 matches.
Well, you can see the disgust on Fleming's face. He gets caught just turning 360 degrees. But even now, you think the chance is gone. That's not his strongest side. But even so, he's so aware. Now watch him here. Look at him. He's off. He's only got one thing in his mind. But when he gets here, that's awareness of the highest quality. A quite exquisite finish. He knows he can't beat him with pace from there, but he can beat him with skill and a deft touch. A wonderful, wonderful finish.
His goal record is absolutely outstanding, and you have. And now Newcastle can counter. Scott. Lee. Out wide is Clark. Here he is. Cole's in the middle. Beardsley will be on the far post. Lee's in the middle here. And away by Brennan, who tracked back well. Beardsley. Looking for an angle. And he can find angles where none seem to exist sometimes for shots. And Cole pulling away. Chance for Andy Cole. Is this another one for him? Great save by Key. It really was to keep Oldham Athletic in business.
Well, it's a classic double act of Beardsley feeding Cole. And this time he's always going to get him there. I thought he might pull the trigger there, but he wanted to bring it back onto his left side. And Lansky's able to smother the shot. But it's another little warning.
Ooh, Cole and Fleming's gone down injured this time. And the pacey striker might have just caught him a little bit late. I don't think there was any real malice or forethought there, but Fleming is hurt.
Yes, he does catch him, there's no doubt about that. He goes into the tackle. I think he does make a genuine effort to go for the ball, Ian. I think that we saw.
Pulled back, oh, and a chance for Palmer, and it goes wide somehow.
It hits Kevin Scott, that's who it hits. This is almost a tragic on goal for the centre-back. It's a lovely ball in. Palmer misses it, look at that. It hits Scott and trundles past the post. He would really have been unfortunate because he kind of trips over Roger Palmer. But they get a situation he loves so much, when you and I spoke about before the game. That area when they have it on the right side and he just points to.
Looking for an little angle. Cole was in there quickly. Fleming again with another good challenge though. Newcastle putting on the pressure. Here's Beardsley again, looking to orchestrate some more mayhem in that penalty area. Clark with the 1-2, nice stuff from Newcastle. And Key at the second attempt grabs it.
Lovely foot.
Cole showing too much of it to Fleming. Now here's Lee Clark. 19-year-old Robbie Elliott, whose career seemed to be over with that horrible knee injury he had a couple of years ago. He's fed Lee. Here's Beardsley. Lee again. Is he going to get there? He did, and Key made another important save. But Beardsley has space. Newcastle threatening now. Lee can't quite get the shot in. It falls to Clark. Away by Redmond. Intense Newcastle pressure. Clever. Now what are they going to make of this one, Newcastle? Beardsley. Still Beardsley. Oh, what a goal from Peter Beardsley. That is absolutely stunning. 2-1 to Newcastle. Sensational goal from Peter Beardsley.
What an absolute gem. You don't really see where his run started there. It doesn't do it justice. Started the opposite side of the pitch. And once he picked it up, I thought, this guy's going to get Jobson. He's going to commit him, and he's going to get a strike on goal. There's that drag that he creates the space. He showed us it in the first half, but didn't finish it as well as he should have done. He completes it again, and this time he provides us with a quite exquisite finish.
That was a wonderful goal, 32 years of age, and I know that Kevin Keegan and Terry McDermott think he'll go on to 36, 37, because he really does live the life. He's dedicated. He still has all the skill, and how he showed it then, that was glorious, and our privilege and your privilege to see it.
Well, we've seen two goals of real immense quality tonight. I think we have to say that.
Well, you were asking the questions about Newcastle. What would they do when they fell behind? They're providing you with some answers, Andy, and here's Lee.
Yeah, at half-time yesterday in the Manchester derby, one or two people were questioning about Manchester United. Would they be able to come back? They provided a quite emphatic answer. And I think up till now, Newcastle are doing the same.
Goal, and that's 3-1, and how about that? Out of absolutely nothing, Andy Cole conjures another goal.
Well, it is out of absolutely nothing, but it's a great example of the goals don't move. If you know where you are, and this kid certainly does know where he is, in and around the goal. You think the chance is gone there, but not Cole. It's a touch, and he knows where the goals are. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he just takes a little one into the corner. Watch it, you'll get a great view of it from here. Now, is it gone? Not for Andy Cole. Take it out your feet. He hasn't even looked at the goal. And look at that.
Oldham 1, Newcastle 3. 30 goals in 28 appearances now for Andy Cole in the black and white stripes. No wonder he's a cult hero on Tyneside. Robert Lee.
The goalposts aren't going to move. He gets a little bit of luck off his left foot. But when you're a striker on form, you do get luck.
Yes, he hit it with his right, and it sort of scuffed off the left foot and took that crazy angle into the corner.
He'll tell you he meant that.
And he's away again here. Chance for Andy Cole's hat-trick. Is this it? No. Well, you'd have put money on him.
Well, he never scores easy goals, does he?
Probably easy to Beardsley, who has Clark in the middle, in some space. Here he is. Oh. With Robert Lee. Newcastle fans appeal for a penalty for Makin's challenge, and Lee wants one too.
It was there to be hit when he took control of it.
Palmer in the middle. Clark back defending. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Makin trying to get it across. It wasn't the best of crosses though. And there's gaps being left as Oldham try to push forward. Here's Lee. And that may be just a little sign of tiredness laid on. There was offside. It might have been Cole on the other side who was offside.
It was tight, Ian. It really was tight.
That's Redmond. Only to Sellers though. Fair enough, says the referee. Here's Scott. Cole finds Beardsley well, and Beardsley finds Cole well too. And is Cole going to get a hat-trick? Crowded out by blue shirts, but he's still got it, and here's Lee Clark.
Well, a bit
Full side. And he was onside as well.
There's a mile onside. Craig Fleming's looking at the linesman.
And the final whistle's gone. Newcastle United have their second away win in very impressive fashion. 2 goals for Andy Cole. One, an absolute screamer by Peter Beardsley in a sensational second-half performance, really, by Newcastle. They win by 3 goals to 1, and poor old Oldham Athletic, who didn't really do an awful lot wrong, still haven't won at home in the Premiership this season and stay in second to bottom position. But Newcastle United really did enjoy themselves in the second half, and this man, his goal scoring is a phenomenon. All that trouble of, what is it, 8 or 9 days ago, when there was even talk that he might even leave Newcastle in the newspapers. Forget it, he's staying on Tyneside. They wouldn't let him go.
Why should he want to go? He's playing at a football club and with a football manager who play to suit him totally. No reason for Andy Cole to look anywhere else other than where he is at the moment and go out and reward those magnificent Newcastle fans with performances and goals of that calibre.